And this is Sports Center.
I'm Adam, and this is my partner John, bringing you a new edition of Sports Center.
Lots of great highlights we have planned for you, but first some breaking news. Athlete's Foot has taken over University of Florida by storm, affecting all athletes and semi-pros all around campus.
Let's kick it out to our reporter on the scene. We are live from the women's locker room at the O-Dome with Katie, U.S. champion underwater basket weaver. Can you tell me what exactly is Athlete's Foot?
Athlete's foot is also known as tinea pedis. Athlete's foot is caused by a fungus or a type of mold, and less often by a yeast. The fungus flourishes in dark, warm, moist environments, just like this locker room. You get athlete's foot when you come in contact with the fungus and it begins to grow on your skin. Fungi commonly grow on or in the top layer of human skin and may or may not cause infections. Shoes in dark, warm, and moist places can be like a fungal heaven. Athlete's foot is actually real, unlike Manti Te'o's girlfriend.
So does this only affect the foot?
Nope, but check out mine. This condition typically affects the feet, but it can infect or spread to other areas of the body, including the groin, particularly areas of skin that are kept hot and moist, such as with insulation, body heat, and sweat. While the fungus is generally picked up through walking barefoot in an infected area or using an infected towel, infection can be prevented by remaining barefoot, as this allows the feet to dry properly and removes the fungus' primary incubator, the warm, moist interior of a shoe.
So what does it feel like?
Well, basically my foot is itchy, stingy, cracking, scaly. There is redness, blisters, and softening and breaking down of the skin.
Well, there you have it, Athlete's Foot at the O-Dome. Now back to the
Wow,
studio.
that athlete's foot looked awesome. I wish I could get that.
Yeah.
Well, you might be able to, John. Apparently, Athlete's Foot has spread around the UF campus and has now reached the UF football field, where former football legend Tim Tebow is speaking with us live from the set. Mr. Tebow, how does your Athlete's Foot feel?
Well, first, I just want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for giving me the ability to receive Athlete's Foot and for giving me all this great experience. I'd like to give you all some fun facts about my man JC, but first, here's some info on Athlete's Foot. Athlete's Foot is found worldwide in North and South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, and Australia. It's now increasing in developed countries because there are more public gyms, showers, swimming pools, and more opportunity for contamination and infection. It's more commonly found in men than in women. Tinea pedis is rarely found in children and mainly occurs after puberty. The chance of infection increases with age, with the most common age of infection being 20 to 50 years of age. Well, more than the amount of snaps I took in the NFL. But anyhow.
Do you know how many people are infected each year?
1 in 5 adults will get tinea pedis at least once in their lifetime. It is thought that approximately 70% of the world population will be infected by tinea pedis at some point in their lifetime. But many people that are infected self-treat at home, so it's unclear how many cases actually occur each year. One study suggests approximately 10% of the U.S. population is currently infected with athlete's foot.
Thank you, Mr. Tebow, for all of your insightful and inspiring
Once again,
information.
we have breaking news that Athlete's Foot has spread to Midtown.
Brian Lochte, who is currently airing his TV show On the Scene. Let's go to our inside reporter who's currently at the scene with Mr. Lochte.
That was a good sentence. Thank you, Adam. Mr. Lochte, news has broken that you have hit a serious case of athlete's foot after putting your foot in the cantina urinal.
Well, it's water, so I thought I'd swim in it.
Now, could you tell us what are some of the conditions that are promoting your infection?
Well, this stuff thrives in warm, moist, humid environments and crowded public facilities, which promotes high levels of infection. I guess you're more likely to get it if you walk around barefoot in public areas, are a stud like me, wear tight-fitting tennis shoes, rubber or plastic shoes, go to cantina every night, wear damn shoes and or socks, watch my new street reality show, sweat a lot, are an athlete or a stud like me, and participate in sports like me.
Interesting. So in other words, you're saying that it can spread walking barefoot through public areas where the fungi are on the surface of the floor, most common way, direct contact with the foot of an infected person, indirect contact with a person who has the fungus, such as sharing towels, shoes, and socks.
Isn't that what I just said? Well, I'm gonna go get a drink. But check out the sweet vid I made for you guys.
Thanks, Ryan. Good luck on the ratings of your new show. Now cutting it to your video.
Thanks, Ryan, for those graphic images. So, John, are there different forms and types of the disease?
Athlete's foot is caused by a parasitic fungus in the genus Trichophyton, either Trichophyton rubrum or Trichophyton mentagrophytes. The various parasitic fungus that causes athlete's foot can also cause skin infections on other areas of the body, mostly underneath toenails or the groin.
Trichophyton mentagrophytes often cause toe web and vesicular or blister-like infections. The infection appears suddenly, is severe, and is easily treated. Toe web infections, also known as interdigital infections, are the most common type of athlete's foot. The infection appears between the toes, most often between the 4th and 5th toe.
Trichophyton rubrum often causes moccasin-type infections. This condition lasts for a long time and is difficult to treat. A moccasin-type infection leads to scaly, thickened skin on the heel and sole of the foot, and can also lead to toenail infections. This type of athlete's foot can be very difficult to treat because the skin on the sole is very thick.
Let's cut to Billy Donovan for some information on how doctors diagnose this condition.
Athlete's foot can usually be diagnosed by visual inspection of the skin. If your symptoms look unusual, or if a previous infection has not responded well to treatment, your doctor may collect a skin or nail sample by lightly scratching the skin with a blade, or the edge of a microscope slide, or by trimming the nail. He or she will examine the skin and nail samples using lab tests, including a fungal culture to identify the type of fungus present, and a KOH test to confirm the presence of fungi. A potassium hydroxide preparation, or KOH test, may help rule out other possible causes, such as eczema or psoriasis. If the above diagnoses are inconclusive, or if a treatment regimen has already been started, a biopsy of the affected skin can be taken for a histological examination.
Are there any over-the-counter products that can alleviate the symptoms?
Well, toe web infections can often be treated using non-prescription antifungal creams and or lotions. However, for a severe infection, you may need a prescription antifungal medication from your doctor. For vesicular infections, blisters can be treated by drying out the blisters, then applying an antifungal cream. You may also need oral antibiotics or corticosteroids for bacterial infection. A doctor may remove the tops of the blisters and instruct you on foot soaking. You can also soak your feet at home using Burrows solution several times daily until the blisters dry out. Trichophyton rubrum can be very difficult to treat because the skin on the sole of the foot is very thick. Non-prescription medicines may not be strong enough to penetrate the thick skin, so you may need a prescription lotion or cream. You may also need an oral medication to clear up moccasin-type athlete's foot.
Billy, are there any preventative methods?
Here are some prevention methods I recommend to my players in order to keep their feet dry and clean. Dry toes after swimming or bathing. Wear shoes or sandals that allow your foot to breathe. Wear socks or bare feet indoors. Use cotton socks to absorb sweat and change socks frequently, at least twice a day. The myth that white socks prevent this infection is false. Use talcum or antifungal powder on your feet. Allow shoes to air out for a day before you wear them again. Wear sandals in public pools and showers, and use a clean towel.
Thanks, Billy. We now have a special guest in the studio, Dr. Bear, a doctor from New York University who just had an article published in Sports Illustrated.
Thanks, John.
Contrary to accepted knowledge of athlete's foot, my associates and I believe that fungal infections are contracted differently than previously thought. The fungus is acquired at a young age and carried for life. Only when immunity is low does it flare up into an infection. We believe the current preventative methods associated with athlete's foot are ineffective and harmful. I think that methods such as dousing locker rooms and bathrooms with cleaners are obsolete. There's no reason to exclude persons with athlete's foot from the public facilities since the relatively small number of fungus particles they might drop is unlikely to cause trouble.
So are there any future implications?
If left untreated, simple athlete's foot can develop into more serious bacterial infections that can spread and lead to need for oral or sometimes intravenous medications and antibiotics.
Thank you for watching another live edition of SportsCenter. I'm Adam, and this is John. Peace.